This might be the most underrated fish in the entire hobby, and I'm willing to bet that you've never even heard of it. I've been keeping it for a while now, and honestly, it's the complete package. Hardy, easy to breed, packed with personality, and it fits in almost any setup from rocky hardscapes to lush planted tanks. But here's the crazy part. Almost nobody keeps it, and even fewer people talk about it. So today, I'm going to show you why it deserves way more love, and I'm going to compare it to one of the most famous cichlids in the hobby, so you'll see exactly why I think that it could be the next craze. Let's start with something many of you will recognize, my African shell dweller tank. Inside is a Tanganyikan cichlid known as Neolamprologus multifasciatus, or multis for short. It's the smallest cichlid in the world, and I love this fish. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why would anyone keep such an ugly fish? First off, rude. Second, their behavior makes up for their lack of pageant titles. Again, rude. They dig little pits, spit sand into each other's pits, chase each other in these tiny bursts of speed, and despite their size, they'll go toe-to-toe with any fish that gets in their way. They won't eat plants, although their digging habits mean stem plants don't stand a chance. They're also ridiculously easy to breed, literally just add water easy. Throw in a little brine shrimp now and then, give them shells, and they'll take care of the rest. Here's the kicker. They won't eat each other's fry. It's like they've all signed a gentleman's agreement. We'll breed until the tank's full, then we stop. So yeah, multis are great, which is exactly why I want to talk about their lesser-known cousin. Now that you've survived my clickbait intro, unless you skipped ahead with a bookmark, in which case, fair play, let me introduce you to the Cyclopharynx Schwetzi. I started with multis because this fish has all their best qualities and improves on them in so many ways. But here's the problem. Almost no one knows about them. If you've kept them before, drop a comment. I'd love to hear your experience. These guys come from Lake Fwa in the Congo. Never heard of it? You're not alone. It's a 9-mile-long, spring-fed lake/river system, and it's the only place on Earth where this species exists. The water there is crystal clear, tropical blue. Thomas Minesi, I believe is how you say it, has footage of the area. I'll link him in the description because it's absolutely stunning, and you should definitely go check it out. Fully grown, they reach about 3 to 4 inches. Feeding is easy. They'll eat flakes, pellets, frozen, and live foods, basically anything that fits in their mouth. Reports on Lake Fwa's exact water chemistry vary, but mine thrive in neutral to slightly acidic water. I do keep a small bag of oyster shells tucked into the rocks to boost the hardness slightly, since their native water is thought to be on the harder side. That said, they're adaptable. Stability matters more than chasing exact numbers. Their tank size, my favorite is a 60 breeder, though I've kept them in a 40 breeder as well. I wouldn't go smaller than a 20 long unless you had a very small group, but they seem to really stretch out and show their personality in larger footprints. Breeding is where this fish really shines. Like the multis, they breed readily. Add water, toss in some brine shrimp if you're feeling generous, and they'll do the rest. They're mouth brooders, but secretive ones. I've never actually seen them spawn. They hold their fry in their mouth for about 20 to 30 days, and when they release them, the fry are already a decent size. When mine first started breeding, I'd see 7 to 10 fry at a time. I began with a group of 7 adults, and now the population has grown significantly. I do see fewer fry now, so I suspect a bit of natural predation, or possibly they just stop breeding when they reach the population that they want to reach. Still, they breed without any intervention from me. This tank is a dirted and planted tank with Vallisneria nana, which has formed a nice underwater carpet. They leave tougher plants like crypts alone, but delicate leaf plants they tend to chew up. They dig small pits and sift sand through their gills, but they're not destructive enough to wreck a scape. The only tankmates I've tried besides bristlenose plecos were the bloodthroat cichlids, which also come from Lake Fwa. That pairing worked okay, but the Schwetzi weren't at their best. They're not overly aggressive, so you could keep them with other dwarf cichlids or some larger tetras, but here's the thing. When you add tankmates, you often lose some of the coolest behaviors, like their prolific breeding. And who doesn't want free fish? They're cichlids, so no, they won't just roll over and get bullied. They'll spar with each other, but I've never seen serious damage, and I've never lost a fish to aggression. My favorite quirk is that they have little squabbles, and then when I approach the tank, they both hide right next to each other, like they didn't just stop fighting with each other. The moment I step away, they slowly emerge and then freeze like statues. And then boom, they're back to swimming and chasing and digging. It's a constant little soap opera. They're cautious, but not shy. They'll happily swim out in the open, especially if they think food is on the way. At first glance, they might not knock your socks off, but spend some time watching them and you'll notice that they have a lot of subtle beauty. Most of the time, they have a soft greenish sheen. But when they're showing off, the belly lightens, the tail glows with reds, and yellow and black streaks ripple across their fins. It's one of those color shifts you have to catch in the moment. I bought mine from Dave's Rare Fish. The only place I've personally seen them for sale is from him. I have spotted them at auctions before though, and I'm tempted to bring some of mine to an auction in the future. With how easy they are to breed and how fascinating they are to watch, I wouldn't be surprised if they exploded in popularity one day. So that's the incredible Cyclopharynx Schwetzi, underappreciated, full of personality, and maybe, just maybe, the next big thing in the hobby. I'll see you in the next one. Fishlist out.